Have some coffee. My name's Eddie, and I believe you're flat. Hi, Eddie. No, Eddie, they're not. They're not.
Conover and Rogan begin to discuss the idea of trans athletes in professional sports.
There's a bunch of advantages in terms of reaction time.
What do y'all think about that?
It's some significant difference in reaction time between males and even untrained males versus female professional athletes.
Now I'm feeling like a star, yeah, you know I'm gone, baby, yeah, ay, hold on, wait, just let it breathe, we've been blowing with them trees, hit the gas, ay, we hit the gas, we in the stars.
What's good, Dark Knight Gang and it's Stan Gang. Today I'm about to do a video from Watch Mojo. Listen, I like Watch Mojo. Sometimes y'all be tripping, but look, this is about to be a good one. Listen to this title. Top 10 heated moments on the Joe Rogan Experience. This video about to be fire. Thank you guys so much for requesting it. I'm ready to hop on into it. I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast here and there. I mostly just watch his clips on YouTube. He talks about a lot of different interesting topics. He has a lot of different interesting people that come on, bro. Listen, you guys know I love to learn. So I'll be looking at his episodes about aliens. I'll be looking at his episodes about quantum physics, about parallel universes. I look at his episodes just, I don't know, with mind-blowing topics. I like to have my mind blown. Sometimes you gotta smoke some weed and watch that shit. Ooh, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm ready to hop into this video. We're gonna see some heated moments on the Joe Rogan Experience. Clearly, you guys see, I really like his podcast. There's a reason why he's #1. You know what I'm saying? A lot of podcasts, they usually only stick to like one theme, and that's fine. But the thing, once again, like I said about Joe Rogan's podcast, he has so many different people from so many different walks of life. So it's just, whatever you want to see is kind of on there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm ready to hop into this video. We're about to see some heated moments. Let's go. Shout out to the gang. Everybody continue to go after all your goals and dreams. Remember, you're a man. You got to work out, bro. Tap into your masculine energy. Tap into your masculine body. That shit is fire. I'm telling you, sex become... I'm not even going to get on that too much. I've been talking about masculine energy a lot. I'm going to leave it alone. Let's just laugh. Let's go.
This list will be looking at various moments from Joe Rogan's podcast in which Rogan and his guests vehemently disagreed. Which of these moments did you find the most awkward? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Nick DePaolo. Conservative comedian Nick DePaolo is known for his strong political opinions, his appearances on popular radio shows like Opie and Anthony and The Howard Stern Show, as well as his daily podcast, The Nick DePaolo Show. While appearing on Rogan, he and the host began arguing about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Rogan stated that Trump was a persistent liar, but DePaolo begged to differ, sarcastically undermining sources like the Washington Post.
What are you pulling up? I don't know, Washington Post.
DePaolo held the opinion that the mainstream media was twisting Trump's words, even asking Rogan at one point to define lie.
A lie's about what? First of all, what's the definition of a lie?
Fed up with his lack of solid arguments or, you know, anything resembling facts, Rogan accused DePaolo of resorting to whataboutism.
A whataboutism?
Yeah, when someone talks about something and instead of refuting it with facts, they go, yeah, well, what about Hillary? What about Bill? Bill did it too. What about this? What about that?
You're gonna tell me
whataboutism.
A lot of people
committed.
Number 9.
That is kind of true. That one wasn't even a heated debate unless you didn't describe it well enough. But all right, let's keep going. No wonder why that was number 10.
Way back
but let's
for this
keep going.
one.
So it's an unfair comparison. But murder's worse.
Rogan and visiting comedian Jamie Kilstein began discussing whether it was appropriate to make jokes about sexual assault, which eventually spiraled into a heated debate.
Ooh, that's a good topic. What do you guys think about that? Can a comedian whose purpose it is to make jokes, can they make a joke about sexual assaults? Can comedians make jokes about topics that are considered taboo? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I think if it's all fun and games, they should be able to. That's what they do. They're comedians. Why can't they make darker type jokes? I think they should be able to.
You had turned to whether assault or murder was the worst crime. with Rogan arguing that murder is worse.
Oh, they just talking
Kilstein
about
countered that there's a
what's crime.
stigma
Never
attached
mind.
to being assaulted and
I
that
still
the
wanna know what
victims
you
are
think.
forced to live with the trauma.
It is worse. Murder's worse.
This results in one of the rare moments in which Rogan truly loses his temper.
Murder
He
is
actually yells at
definitely
Kilstein,
worse.
calls him crazy, and tells him that he's talking nonsense.
Jamie, you're talking nonsense. You keep bringing up feelings,
first
keep going to
hour of the
weird
show,
shit and
the first
victimization.
hour of
The fact that Kilstein later had to leave his internet radio show, Citizen Radio, due to manipulative, emotionally abusive, and predatory behavior towards women just adds another level of awkwardness to it all.
Yeah.
Number 8, Milo Yiannopoulos.
Murder is definitely worse than sexual assault. Murder, you murder somebody, they're dead. They can't come back from that. Sexual assault, yes, it's traumatizing, it's horrible, but that person's still not dead. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's keep going.
Perhaps one of the most controversial figures of our day, to put it both mildly and kindly, Milo Yiannopoulos is a prominent far-right figure who once served as the editor of Breitbart News.
So you're not religious.
No, I believe. I don't necessarily go to mass all the time, but I
You
do
believe
believe.
what?
I'm a Catholic. I would call myself a Catholic. Yeah.
He holds many contentious opinions, has been banned from numerous social media sites, including Twitter and Facebook, and left Breitbart amid accusations that he supported romantic relationships between adults and children. Presumably, all of that contributed to Rogan's very confrontational approach to his conversation with Milo. The topic turned to Christianity, with Yiannopoulos describing himself as a Catholic. Rogan mocked Yiannopoulos' beliefs, and Yiannopoulos attempted to end the conversation then and there.
So a
Quite a
dude
turn of phrase.
dressed like a wizard sitting on a golden throne.
All right, we're done.
And you have to
We're
call
done.
him father.
However, they both continued to prod, resulting in an awkward and heated conversation about the merits of religion.
Oh, this
An
is
individual
adorable.
to treat religion with the amount of contempt you do. This is what
Correct.
assholes do. This
No,
is
it's not what assholes do.
mediocre intelligence.
is
militant
exactly what you
atheists
accuse feminists of doing.
No, it's
You're
not.
distorting the argument.
Number 7, Jack Dorsey, Vijay Gotti, and Tim Pool. While
That last one, I don't try to insult people's religion, even though sometimes it might seem idiotic to me. It doesn't matter. That's still their belief system. I just leave it alone. We all have different belief systems. It is what it is. As long as their belief system isn't causing them to do harm to others, it is what it is. I don't care.
Number 6, Stephen Guillenet and Gary Taubes.
Now, what is your disagreement with Gary's position?
Everything.
Everything?
American journalist Gary Taubes is a questionable figure in the field of diet research. Some of his views surrounding carbohydrates, insulin, and obesity have been repeatedly criticized, with books like Good Calories, Bad Calories receiving mixed reviews from mainstream publications. This is mirrored in Taubes' conversation with neuroscientist and diet expert Stephen Guillenet, who penned the acclaimed 2017 book The Hungry Brain. He and Taubes
What does he
get
say
into
about
a very
carbs,
heated
though?
argument regarding obesity and insulin resistance, with Guillenet going on a near 20-minute tangent about the science behind fat storage.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
As long as it's very brief.
Just a question. I still don't quite understand what the model is.
Okay,
I mean, I
how about
understand the
this?
dysregulation of the brain with the environment.
If you don't understand the model, how about I finish laying it out and then you can ask a question.
The whole episode was tense and hostile, complete with high levels of pettiness and rude condescension.
We should
there's
really
an
talk about
insight-
this because that's incorrect.
It's in the textbooks.
No, yeah, we'll talk about what's in the textbook. Don't worry, Gary.
Number 5,
Okay, so I guess that one dude, we don't know his position on carbs, but clearly they have two different positions on carbs and obesity and insulin resistance, and I guess they were just arguing back and forth. I would appreciate it, Watch Mojo, if you guys can show us some of the crazy moments that I'm arguing. If that was the craziest back and forth, that's not a heated moment. Like,
Eddie Bravo. Despite being an expert
let's keep
martial
going.
artist and founder of his own style of jiu-jitsu, Eddie Bravo is perhaps most well known for his hilarious and often insane ramblings on the Joe Rogan Experience.
In general, it's history, science, education, energy. Everything has always been controlled by the government since day one.
Bravo is a prominent conspiracy theorist and one of the most outspoken proponents
kinda
of the
true,
flat
though.
Earth theory.
Have some
People getting
coffee.
knocked down
My name's Eddie, and I
one
believe
by
the Earth's
one. They're
flat.
getting knocked
Hi,
down.
Eddie.
All you gotta do
No,
is look
Eddie,
into
they're
it.
not. They're not.
This belief results in an uncomfortable moment on the Joe Rogan Experience. As Rogan dismantles Bravo's belief, his sources of information, and the flat Earth theory in general. The argument eventually
Yeah, you tripping
devolves
about the
into
flat Earth.
incomprehensible screaming.
Eddie.
I used to say the same
Eddie,
stuff.
you're talking about the
I
Earth being
said this-
flat.
I'm
Thousands of
saying the
scientists
same
have
thing.
looked into it. You think they're all wrong?
Rogan eventually calls Bravo's beliefs insane. His frustration is readily apparent. Number 4, Candace Owens.
Hey, I looked into the flat Earth theory. I understand the logic behind it, but nah, you're still wrong. Come on now.
Owens has earned fame
Candace
and controversy
Owens be
for her
going off on
Trump
people.
politics
Let's see, though.
and outspoken
Let's
criticism
see.
of Black
She be-
Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Like
she be
Trump
going
came
off.
in and was like, no, like America.
Owens became national news after the perpetrator of the tragic events in Christchurch in 2019 explicitly mentioned Owens and her influence on him. However, despite her contentious views on everything from race and gun control to queer rights, women's rights, immigration, and the COVID-19 pandemic, it was her flippant comment denying the existence of climate change that prompted a vicious argument between host and guest.
Is it the climate change? Yes, the climate changes. It was different weather yesterday than it was today.
Rogan proceeded to bring
Oh,
up
my
scientific
God.
studies, exposing her as uninformed
Yeah.
and warning her to be careful what she says owing
Yeah.
to her public influence.
How about not have a belief until you
So
really have
okay,
looked
so
at the
you would
data?
prefer if my
Facts.
language, as opposed to admitting that I do not know this, I wouldn't die until I've never made a video, I've never made a public statement. You would have preferred if I had just started by saying
I don't know.
I have no opinion.
Number 3,
To be honest, yes. If you aren't informed on something, why would you make an opinion like you know about it? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense. You can't be like, climate change isn't real, but you haven't done any research on it. You're just saying it. That doesn't make sense. Like if somebody were to come to me about climate change, I would let them know I'm not too informed on that. I haven't done too much research. From what I've Googled quickly, it seems like it's real, but I haven't done too much research, so I can't really speak on it. But for her to take the stance that it's not real, but she hasn't done research, it's very idiotic. But I'll leave it
Conover.
alone.
This famous comedian is perhaps best known as the host of Adam Ruins Everything, an educational comedy program that sees Conover debunking popular myths and misconceptions. While appearing on the Joe Rogan Experience, Conover and Rogan begin to discuss the idea of trans athletes in professional sports.
Oh,
There's a bunch of advantages in terms of reaction
Ooh,
time.
what do y'all
that
think
males
about that?
enjoy. It's some significant difference in reaction time between males and even untrained males versus female professional athletes.
Outdated terminology notwithstanding, Conover and Rogan represent two distinct sides of the topic, with the guest asserting that sporting events should be as inclusive as possible, and the host postulating that trans athletes would have an unfair advantage over their competition.
People don't know who they are. A 7-year-old, you won't even. People don't even give their 7-year-old phones. You don't let them vote. You're going to let them decide what sex they're going to be for the rest of their life.
The debate
that's
only
facts for sure.
intensifies when the conversation shifts to the topic of children and gender-confirming hormone therapy.
I don't
I
think
haven't
there's
done this
research
topic on
that
my show.
shows the positive benefits of children transitioning. I don't think that exists.
Well, we can't solve that in this conversation right here.
Number 2, Brian Dunn.
What do you guys feel about that? Let's just talk about, of course, children trying to change their identity when they're young. I definitely disagree with that. If people can't drink until they're 21, no fucking way should children be able to change their identity while they're young. They need to put like a 25-year... they need to wait until they're at least 21 to like 25. That's just what I think, period. It is what it is. A human's brain not even fully developed until they're like 25. So no, they should not be changing their hormones and shit. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is the trans athletes. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about them participating in all-female athletics? Do you think that's okay? Let me know down in the comments. I want to see what y'all have to say. I haven't looked too much into that, but me personally, bro, I don't think it's fair. I remember I saw something on Instagram maybe a few months ago. This transgender athlete was breaking all type of records. And it's like, duh, we're bigger, we're stronger, we're more athletic than women. So if transgender get to play sports against women, they gonna dominate. It is what it is. So let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Let's keep going. This video is pretty good. We have a lot of talking points, man. Let's keep going.
I read
know
about
what's
you.
coming.
No, nothing's coming.
The infamous episode featuring author Brian Dunning was contentious and aggressive from the start. Dunning often writes and speaks on scientific skepticism, being the author of numerous books and the host of the long-running podcast Skeptoid. In 2008, Dunning included Rogan on a list he wrote titled 10 Most Wanted Celebrities Who Promote Harmful Pseudoscience. Rogan is irritated from the start, and he continuously counters Dunning's talking points.
Well, it's just factually inaccurate on so many different levels. I don't understand why you wrote it like that.
This includes Dunning's claim that the reason you poop and pee is because you ate more than you needed. Rogan is typically quite cordial and welcoming to his guests, even the most controversial ones.
I don't know how
in
to
this
respond to
case,
that one.
listeners and viewers could feel the tense hostility.
I could turn this around on you and say it would be so easy for you to research all those different things on that list that you accuse me of, many of them which are not true at all, never have been true, but yet you printed them.
Number 1, Steven Crowder. Depending on who you ask, Steven Crowder is either a popular conservative commentator known for his contributions to Fox News and daily political show Louder and Crowder, or a racist, homophobic, white supremacist, and neo-Nazi who has had his content demonetized by YouTube on more than one occasion. Rogan and Crowder enjoyed a few drinks throughout this episode, which certainly added to the unhinged animosity between them.
Stop.
No, hold on a second.
You interrupt way too much. You need to stop.
You talk
Hold
in
on
paragraphs.
a second. No. I don't talk in paragraphs. I make full points.
The topic of conversation veered towards marijuana use and legalization, with Rogan arguing for its use.
Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado
Since you called me
a debate regarding marijuana quickly spiraled into a full-on 40-minute argument, with Crowder calling Rogan a bully, and Rogan throwing back patronizing names like Cutie and Sweetie.
For some reason, you're turning into something hostile that it really doesn't need to be.
It's not hostile.
It is.
It might be to you.
Yeah, it is.
You feel weird about it. I feel great.
It is.
Rogan later issued an apology through Instagram, writing, "Well, this one went off the rails for a while." Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Do you agree with our picks?
Great video from Watch Mojo. Thank you guys so much for requesting it. Listen, as I was talking to you guys, I really want to know what you feel about it. Let me know down in the comments, man. We have some great thought-provoking questions to consider. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I gave all my comments about it, but I want to know what you guys think about some of the things I asked you down in the comments. Shout out to the gang. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Continue to become the best version of yourself. Continue to make the life that you want to live for yourself, bro. Love life. Live life. Do what you want to do. Shout out to the gang. Peace.